Hello everyone and welcome back to Fantasy Forge. I'm Cameron Holt, and before we get into today's episode, I have some very exciting things to divulge. If you saw the vlog that I released on the channel a little while ago, which you can watch here if you didn't see it, I had the opportunity to be a part of a commercial for a super awesome D&D tool made by Arknight, the clear plastic spell effect trackers. This was particularly awesome for me, being a huge fan of Dimension 20 and Critical Role, because both of those shows use this product. So getting to be in a commercial for it was absolutely wild. And now that I have my own D&D stream on Twitch that is sponsored by Arknight, this Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on twitch.tv/Arcanarama, we're going to be giving away the first page of the spell effects set that includes Fireball, Cone of Cold, Lightning Bolt, the main ones that you're going to be using. We're going to be giving away 5 sets of them to 5 lucky winners during our stream at twitch.tv/Arcanarama. So hop over there, there's a link in the description, give us a follow for your chance to win free Arknight spell effects, as seen on Critical Role, as seen on Dimension 20, as seen on Arcanarama, which is, that's so still so wild to say out loud. Plus you can see how I run a game from a module and adjust it to be more homebrewed and tailored to my characters' backstories. It's really, really fun. We put a lot of work into it. So before we hop into this warehouse build, which is actually seen in episode 2 of the stream if you want to check it out over at Arcanarama's YouTube channel, I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. Here's the commercial that we made for Arknight's clear plastic spell effects.
You hear creaking coming from the woods, when suddenly belching out from the forest, the dire troll.
I cast Fireball.
That hits all of them. Roll damage.
All 6s.
I cast Cone of Cold. It says 8d8 right here.
I cast Lightning Bolt.
You just did that.
Arknight spell effects. The only area of effect printed on clear, flexible plastic. Use only as GM directed. Batteries not included.
I can't believe we got to do it. It was so cool. And don't forget, give us a follow on Twitch at twitch.tv/Arcanarama so that you can join us this Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for your chance to win some free clear plastic spell effects. We're also going to be giving away a free set of handmade Fantasy Forge dice that I crafted myself, so tune in for your chance to win free stuff. There's no reason not to. There's literally no reason not to. Also, now is going to be your best chance to do so, because it's only episode 3, we're still new, there aren't a lot of people entering these giveaways, so your chances of winning something are better now than they're ever going to be. So, I hope to see you then, but let's hop in to this warehouse build. I'm basing this build off of the warehouse layout in the Waterdeep Dragon Heist book. I start by taking an old piece of scrap that was once going to be Strahd's castle and cutting it into shape. Once we've got our base shape, I go ahead and mark out where the stairs in the back closet are located, being sure to cross out my first pass, which was wrong. Then it's time to texture. I started doing wood for the whole building, but then decided to use masking tape to mark off half of it so that we'd have partial wood floor and partial stone floor for a good warehouse feeling. Then I go in with a pencil and redefine our grid. Next we'll texture the stone floor with some foil, and then we're looking pretty good. Now to make the stairs. I use my Proxon to cut out some thin bits of foam to use as steps. Then I hot glue these together and use the Proxon one more time just to get everything shaped out. Now I'll go in with an X-Acto and mark in some stone and wood textures on the steps. I want wooden steps stacked on bricks, so I'll use foil to texture those. Pretty good staircase, if I do say so myself. Now for the closet, I'm just using this 2" by 2" by 1" chunk of foam. And we've got our basic layout. Now with the help of some movie magic, voila, everything's primed with a mixture of black paint and Mod Podge. Next, I 3D printed a bunch of free crates and barrels from STLs that I got off of a website called Thingiverse, where you can find a lot of great options for free 3D printable files. I use water washable resin, so I pop them into this old yogurt cup and shake them around with the wet stuff to get them nice and clean. Then it's into the curing chamber, where there's basically this little turntable that spins around while it blasts the model with UV light. Radiation. After they cure, I remove the supports using some clippers or just my hands pulling them apart. I'm not too worried about messing up these models as they're pretty bulky and thick, without too many small pieces that'll break off if I manhandle them. Once all the supports are off, I check out the placement. I also placed a little door back here, because that's where our friend Renair is going to be hiding out. And then I cut out some pillars on the Proxon. You can see my process for how I made these in the Yawning Portal video, which you can watch here. Then I go in with an X-Acto, beveling the edges and doing a little bit of texturing with a pencil to make everything look like nice wood beams. Once I get those coated in the Mod Podge and black paint mixture, I glue them down to the board, and now it's starting to really come together. Next, we need to get a base coat on all of our crates and barrels. I almost always do my base coats in black, so you can leave just a little bit appearing to add some nice depth to your models. Then I bring out the masking tape once more because it's time to paint. I mark the separation between the wood and the stone so that I don't have any bleed over and we can have a nice clean line between the two. And then we paint. Off camera, I used a black wash to coat pretty much everything and then sponge it up with some paper towels, while I go in with this fancy Nuln Oil shader on the crates and barrels to give them a wash as well. Finally, we do some dry brushing on the set, and then it's time once again for some epic reveals. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see this warehouse in action, don't forget to join us this Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, for your chance to win some free dice, some free clear plastic spell effects that you can use in your games at home. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you all on Saturday, but until then, stay safe out there, adventurers.